Here we go.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Historic District Commission meeting for August 11th, 2025. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The Maryland Land Use Article empowers Frostburg's Historic District Commission to implement the city's Historic Preservation Overlay District according to the regulations set forth in the Frostburg zoning ordinance. All meetings of this commission are open to the public and conducted in compliance with Maryland's Open Meetings Act. The Frostburg Historic District Commission is charged with the preservation of historic structures and the surroundings within the designated district in order to safeguard the heritage of the city, stabilize and improve property values, strengthen the local economy, and foster civic beauty. Okay. Roll call. Joseph Hoffman.
Present.
Bill Detterman is not yet with us. Rob Rapan.
Present.
Maureen Brewer.
Here.
And our alternate, Daniel Filer, is not with us this evening. So, Commissioners, if you will please review the included agenda in your packet for this evening, and when you're ready, if I could have a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes from last meeting.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, the agenda is approved. And then Commissioners, if you would also look at the minutes from our previous meeting in June 2025, and when you're ready, if I can have a motion.
Approve the minutes from last meeting.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, the minutes are approved from June 2025. So that brings us to our project presentation this evening, 69 South Broadway. Please join us up here.
Okay, I trust that you have the copies of the paperwork that I have submitted.
We do. And just for the record, if you would just say your name and your address.
I am Philip Van Newkirk, living at 69 Broadway in Frostburg.
Thank you.
And I believe that my house is within the historic district. I have seen several maps that have been shown, which were not all in agreement with each other. One of them, in fact, indicated that the north side of my house is in the district, and the south side wasn't, because the line went straight through the middle of my house.
Well, that's no good.
Well, presumably that has been corrected, but at any rate, I am quite convinced that the house that I live in there, 69 Broadway, should be considered for historic preservation.
Yes.
There is significant historic significance to that house.
Yes.
It was built in 1853 by Meshach Frost, the Meshach Frost for whom this town is named. He built it as a wedding present for one of his daughters, who might, in fact, have been a favorite daughter. She was named Catherine, named after her mother. There's more significance besides just the Frost connection. In 1858, that house served as the residence of the British ambassador to this country, a fellow named Lord Napier, who, when he got here, rather quickly decided that the malarial swamp that our capital was built on was no suitable place for his family. So he rented a house in the hills of western end of Maryland in a little town called Frostburg. house that he rented from Charles and Catherine Frost Hamill. At that time, the B&O Railroad was not in operation, and he was able to spend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in DC on official business, and then get on the train and commute to spend long weekends in the, quote, cool mountain breezes of Frostburg. It didn't last real long. At some point, within less than a year, he apparently said something on the topic of slavery that, and I haven't been able to find out what it was that he said or whether it was even pro or con, but whatever it was that he said was deemed undiplomatic, and he was recalled. Actually, historic significance doesn't stop there. During World War I, the house was owned by a lady named Laura Engel, who was the president of the local chapter of the American Red Cross. And that house became the de facto headquarters of the Red Cross here in Frostburg. They had bandage rolling parties there, and there was an article in the local newspaper, the Mining Journal, indicating that the Red Cross had paid for considerable refurbishing of the house. There was fresh paint and wallpaper supplied by a firm out of Baltimore, and they apparently put in, according to the newspaper, extensive oak woodwork, which I think has to be the floor. My floors are 2 inches thick. They've got hardwood oak down over top of the original inch and a quarter pine. And that's the only oak I've been able to find in the house. Trim around doors, windows, baseboards, that sort of thing is all still pine. And I'm quite sure that's original because those boards are held on by square nails, the kind that were stamped out of sheet of metal, and they stopped making those right after the Civil War. But anyway, yes, the Red Cross was there. It was the headquarters. Later on, the house was owned by the Pritchard family, the ones that had the hardware store on Main Street. They also owned a number of other properties around town, real estate. And they owned a brickyard someplace in Pennsylvania. So they put the brick on the house. It doesn't look anymore the way it did when Mr. Frost built it. It was originally a wooden framed, clapboard-sided house. And the Pritchards used their own brick and sheathed it. And no, I'm not proposing to restore the original appearance of the house. I like the brick. It's been on there now for 100 years. And it also is my insulation. There's no other insulation in the walls. But the clapboard is still there. So I've got lots of horizontal air pockets behind the brick. That's my insulation. The Pritchards were considered a significantly prominent family around town, that they made it into the newspaper periodically on the society pages. When Irwin Pritchard left his wife and moved out of the house on Broadway and went to live with his daughter on what is now Bowery, that rated a note in the newspaper. But yes, the house has been involved in a number of ways over the years in the history of this town. What I'm proposing to do now is build a garage. It does not have a garage. I want to put the garage at the back end of the property. I don't think the picture includes my car, does it?
Maybe.
Does it?
Is that your car?
Yes, that's my car.
Okay,
Where the car, yes, this picture does. Where the car is sitting is where I'm going to put the garage.
okay, that's what I was thinking.
And what I want to do is make the garage echo the look of the house. I want to put a brick fascia on the front of it. I want to put a 4-square hip roof with a 5 and 12 slope, which is what I've got in the house right now. Standing seam metal. Again, that's not original to the house. At some point, and I don't know whether that was original, but it had slate. But as long as I've known the house, it's been standing seam metal. And that's what I want to put on the garage. You can see the arches there at the, on the front porch. And you can see here, I wanted to put arches on the garage doors, the same curvature, to match the look of the front porch. This project was actually presented to the Historic Commission several years ago. I don't know if all of you were on the commission at that point.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Okay, and at the time it was approved, but I figured that enough time has gone by that I ought to represent it.
Expired. I didn't realize it had been 10 years, but the date on that letter was 10 years.
Oh,
It could
was
have been,
it?
I know, several years back.
Yeah.
Life got in the way and it
2014.
didn't get built.
Sure.
But I'm ready to go again now.
All right.
And so I'm asking for your approval to let me go ahead and build a garage.
So I have a question. So the entrance would be on Broadway also? It would
Yes.
just be like
If
you
you
pull
can
in
see the
this
picture
little
that shows the
driveway.
car, yes, I've got an 80-foot driveway running from Broadway back there to the space where I want to put the garage.
So yes, you would just kind of go along the retaining wall and, okay,
Yes,
all right.
yes, that's the plan. And
Take down that big tree. You're going to take down the big tree?
the tree is going down. That's a locust tree.
This one? Not this
Yes.
one, This one, yeah.
My neighbor across the street hates it. Every fall, it puts down these big curly Q seed pods. And I never thought much about it, didn't worry about them. They fall, lawn gets mowed, they get mulched. Except that they don't all sit around on the yard waiting to be mulched. The wind blows in Frostburg. And they travel. So the tree is going to be coming down. Do you have questions? Anything I'm not addressing that I should have been?
When would you contemplate having this work done?
Sometime probably early this fall. I've got an agreement with Jim Horton. He gave me an estimate that's within reach for me. I don't know exactly what his schedule is going to be. But I'm ready to go as soon as you say that I can, and I can get a building permit, and Tim has got room on his schedule.
I'm glad you put this picture in here, because I was having a hard time earlier today figuring out where it was going to be in relation to your lot. So
Yeah.
this makes it very obvious.
Yeah. There's
Once I saw these.
what amounts to a pad there at the back right now. That's where I park. Except in major snow events. I
That
park in the
red
driveway close to the street.
Building there is not on your lot. The one that sits kind of behind, that's the house behind,
Let's
some
see,
part of the house.
which house is? Okay,
See what I'm talking-
yeah, you can see the corner back here beyond the car. That's actually on Water Street.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Uh,
this might give you a good idea. This is his house here,
Right.
and then here's the driveway.
Okay.
And so you can kind of see the outline of the pad that he's talking
Yeah.
about
And
right
what I'm
here.
seeing
This-
here is
This
one of
house
the-
right here, which actually at one time was built by the Pritchards as a garage for this house.
Ah,
It started, Bill
Interesting.
Fuller was the contractor. It started off as a 2-car garage, and then they decided to make it a 4-car garage, and then they made it a 4-car garage with 2 apartments over top.
oh,
And the 2 Pritchard boys lived in those apartments until they got their houses built down on College Avenue. If you're familiar with College Avenue there at Water Street and at Broadway, there are 2 houses that were built by the same architect. And those were the 2 Pritchard sons. When they had it, the yard space between those 2 houses was shared. And so now there's a fence went up in the middle.
yeah. Let's see that.
So are you going to do like the same color of brick?
Yes, the brick is to match as nearly as possible
It's
the
100
color
years.
and texture of the brick that's on the house.
Yeah,
Cumberland Concrete has brick that's a very close match.
Okay.
that's wonderful.
The garage is not going to be attached to the house, so if it's not exactly the same brick, I don't think it'll be noticeable. But the idea is that I want it to look as if the garage belongs with the house.
Right.
It almost looks like the brick on the porch is a different color than the brick on the house, too.
That's just aging.
From the view.
It's aging. At the rear of the house, there's brick that doesn't quite match because once upon a time, there was a double-decker porch across the rear, 2 levels. And at various times over the years, pieces of that got closed in and incorporated into the house.
I see.
And the most recent such enclosure was after the Pritchards had put brick on the rest of it. And then they later enclosed that back part and they had a slightly different brick. You can, if you look closely, you can see the difference. But that is structural brick. The rest of the brick on the house is not. It's a brick veneer,
Just, yeah.
and it's a softer version of brick. I wound up putting a laundry room up there in the back, but once upon a time in the porch, and had to drill a hole for the vent through 14 inches of structural brick.
Oh,
That's when I became the owner of a hammer drill. I was trying to do it with a hammer and chisel, and it didn't go very quickly.
yeah. All right, are there any other further questions for Mr. Van Nuker? All right, did we have any comments?
We did not.
Via, okay, thank you. All right. Commissioners, if you're ready to make a motion?
I studied the application and all relevant documents and presentation relevant to the case. I'm familiar with the property in question. I walk by it just about every day. The proposed changes are compatible with the neighborhood because there is a general compatibility of exterior design, scale, proportion, arrangement, texture, and materials to be used. Based on these findings, I move to approve the proposal because the use of exterior materials are closely similar in appearance to original materials or significant buildings in the district pursuant to section 4.1.J.1.c.
I'll second that motion.
All right, any further discussion? All right. Hearing none opposed, all in favor, please say aye, excuse me.
Aye.
All right, hearing none opposed, you are approved.
Thank you very much. Oliver.
Philip, your mother would be very proud of your ability to do history the way she could. In fact, that sounds
Right.
almost like Betty.
I found it fascinating living in the house. Every once in a while, I feel sort of like an archaeologist.
Right,
My impression is that every single resident of that house, starting with the Hamels, made changes along the way.
sure.
And it's been interesting seeing the changes.
Well, also, I think I like the doors on the garage too. I think that changes. Kind of reminds me of, a horse carriage, like a carriage house.
Yes,
Yes,
yes, that's what I wanted, is carriage-style doors
yeah,
with an arch that'll
Old days.
mimic the archways that I got on the porch.
right. Well, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have fun with the project.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Thank you. And you got my application?
Yeah, then we'll move forward with that one. Yep, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, looks like we do not have any old business this evening. but we do have new business. So we have some administrative approvals.
Yes, I have listed the administrative approvals that were granted since the last meeting in June. On 17 West Main Street, there was the installation of a commercial projection sign utilizing the existing hardware that was already there.
Which building is, I mean, I know the
It's,
It's where the
What's in
beach was, right next to the goat.
yeah,
It's right
yeah,
next to
Donnie
the goat.
Carter owns
There's a
it.
goat in between the American Legion.
Oh, the little
Oh,
barber
okay.
shop?
Yeah, I think it used to be, it might have been, was it Madison Page?
Madison
Yeah.
Beach.
Yeah, that, yeah. So her sign
Before that, it was a
there.
barber shop.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's just replacing her sign
It's also
essentially.
BBA for a few years.
And then on
Used to be
4
Wilson
Ormond
Market.
Street, there was an in-kind roof replacement. 14 West Main Street, which is the deep end building, or the Dante's building, or whichever way you want to refer to it. He was repainting the lower level building facade utilizing existing paint colors. 167 East Main Street, which is, I'm trying to think, oh, it's the Lunchbox, the new restaurant that went in, some vinyl commercial wall signs, and then on 20 East Main Street, which is the FYI fingerprints, they're installing a commercial projection sign, kind of similar to like what I think it's Runner's Wings has. Yeah, so those were the staff approvals granted.
So that fingerprinting business is open?
It is.
Okay, I didn't realize it.
Yeah.
All right, commissioners, any other items for discussion this evening?
Yeah, just one. We had an owner that has a historic house who actually was here, I think, our last meeting, maybe Will Coburn. And he started installing AC units, mini splits on his home. Not a good idea because it is in violation of our code. I'm wondering, although it's covered in our documentation, whether we might want to just put the words mini splits into that to warn those who might be thinking of putting mini splits in that they need to get approval. And they won't get approval if they put it on the outside of the building facing the street.
Yeah, I think that's something that we probably need more verbiage on, because it is a newer item that,
Yeah.
you know, older homes.
I don't think we've
People-
seen it before, except maybe down
No.
at the pizza shop where a similar thing was done by Larry when he put
Right,
AC in.
right.
But you're right, it's a newer kind of installation, and people would perhaps think, well, I can put an AC in my window, can't I just put a
Right.
unit on the outside of my house? Well,
Right.
maybe not.
Yeah, and the reason that's different, obviously, is because you're damaging, in a way, part of the original fabric of the house or building, what have you. So that's something that needs to be considered, where a wall unit or a window unit is removable and there's no damage to the window itself or any of the surrounding brickwork or siding or what have you, if you install that. So it's not a permanent feature, where a split unit is a permanent feature that you're doing.
I stayed in a B&B in Pennsylvania. It was a very old historic house, and they installed mini splits in their house, but they put the unit on the ground and it was not visible then from, rather than putting something on the exterior of the building.
Right, right. So, yeah, definitely something we probably need to get some appropriate verbiage together and make sure that we're addressing that.
Yeah, we can work on that for next meeting
All right,
between now and then.
yeah, that sounds good. All right, if there's nothing else, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor, please say aye.
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 All right, we are adjourned.